I'm Michael Bovee with Consumer Recovery Network. Thanks for tuning into our YouTube channel, DebtBytes. Today, I want to talk about the differences between settling small balance accounts and larger balances. So the difference is let's say you're trying to negotiate an unpaid debt that you haven't paid for, say, 6 months, and it's $800. And compare that to a debt that's $8,000 with the same creditor. Okay, so let's pick on Citibank, for example. They have a lot of credit cards. So your Citibank account that's $800 is with a debt collector, a contingency debt collector that's only going to get paid if they get you to pay. And that debt collector is thinking to themselves, wait a minute, you called me, you want to resolve this, or you picked up the phone when I called, and you're telling me that all you can come up with is $200. So you're trying to get them to take 25%. And they're thinking, well, first off, Citibank doesn't usually go below 35% or 40%, so that's one issue. But a debt collector trying to collect on an $800 balance could be thinking, wait a minute, $400, who can't come up with an extra $100? So suddenly now on a percentage basis, you're going to pay more because there is some element, think like a debt collector, just take your I'm in debt and can't afford my bills hat off and put on your debt collector hat and think to yourself, who can't come up with an extra $50, $75, $125? Now, try that same thought process on an $8,000 balance, and you're trying to call in and settle it for, say, $3,000 or $3,500. When you say, who can't come up with an extra $100, on a percentage basis, it's almost insignificant as far as how much you're going to save. But when you say too out loud to yourself or as a collector and you're thinking, well, who can't come up with an extra $1,000, it starts to sound ridiculous because you're talking with somebody who can't afford and hasn't been able to pay this bill already for 6, 7, 8 months, and saying who can't come up with an extra $1,000 in that context, it doesn't apply. It just does when the balance is smaller, right? So if I'm a debt buyer and I buy debts for a living, and I buy them off of here, again, picking on Citibank, and I look at these smaller balance accounts, I might flag them so that my collectors on the floor can't go below a certain percentage. It's just hard-coded into the system. So there are very real differences, those are just a couple, when you're dealing with smaller balances versus higher balances. And I want to flag something, and we have this covered on some of the other videos on our YouTube channel, is that be aware that you can be sued on smaller balances. That's a video that's coming up, so subscribe to our YouTube channel and you'll get notification when that comes out. But you are, or I see people make the wrong decisions, incorrectly prioritizing one debt over another, thinking, oh, this is a good deal, I'm going to take it. There are very real concerns about taking advantage of an early offer or a settlement of any kind on a smaller balance account because you are telegraphing to other debt collectors who are paying attention and have flags set up and alerts set up on your credit report. So pick and choose the creditors that you settle with or try and do as many as you can all at once is really smart. If you have one that's a good deal, sometimes it's okay to let a good deal go by when you need to save up to settle with a more critical collector. If you have concerns about what you need to do, when you need to do it, and how to prioritize any accounts that you're trying to resolve, or small versus large balances, post about them in the comments below. We answer all of our YouTube comments every day, and I'll see you on the next video.